You are listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, LuchaCentral.com presents Masks, Mats, and Mayhem.
Child that his dick was in.
Do I have to wait for him? I don't know.
And welcome to Masks, Mats, and Mayhem. It's the only one you're ever getting. That's the only one you're ever getting.
Cut it,
That
save
hurt
it,
my
use
brain.
it. Over and over again. Here we go. Fuck it. I'm not waiting for him. Welcome to another edition of Masks, Mats, and Mayhem. I'm your host, the Outlaw LA Red. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on social media at MMMshow75. We are back. Episode number 118.
Hi, this is Professor Casey, also known as Lucha Gringo. We didn't introduce ourselves in the last episode. It's very unprofessional of Justin.
Well, we have our names right there. I can see who you are.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm at Lucha Gringo. Let's talk to the next and only other host, Meatloaf. What's up, brother?
The lag. Yeah, what's up, Meef? Can you hear us? Hi. How are you doing?
Like I said, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, what is this ugly fucking thing?
It's all right. It's only 2:30.
Oh, Jesus, you're probably delirious right now.
Oh, God, Meef, it looks like fucking Luke Harper fucked a...
I'm lying.
Byron looks like Luke Harper fucked a piece of fucking string cheese right now.
He really kind of does. Anyway, we started the show, Byron, so we're back, episode number 118.
Yeah, we're on the
this that many times.
We're on the main event of Lucha Underground episode 2 already, Byron. Thanks for joining us.
Byron Fever.
Our Lucha review probably won't be quite as long this time because last week we really got into kind of the origins of the show itself, which is
and we don't give a shit about any of that now. Listen to the last one. I
want to start off hot talking about Lucha Underground again, though. But I want to talk about the demise of Lucha Underground. What went wrong with season 4?
All of it.
Like, seriously, Casey, what I mean, you were bitter on it for sure, and I don't think that's a secret, and I think you had some legitimate reasons for it. Like, what was wrong with season 4 to you? Why was Lucha Underground doomed at that point?
Okay, first of all, I wasn't at any of the tapings because this is when I started my fucking teaching program. I could not get there. It was no-go whole time. No tapings whatsoever. But they changed it to a newer, shittier looking, bluer location. First of all, red's my favorite color, motherfuckers. You make a blue arena, it's already hurting my feelings. My feelings are already hurt at that point. Okay, I don't care if your sponsor is different colors. No. You get yourselves a fucking red beer. Get Tecate or something so that you can have a red. See, we got Outlaw LA Red here. He knows what's up. Byron's a fucking ginger. He knows what's up. So Meef, I'm sure, loves the color red as well because he's a communist, like all people from England.
Oh, Latino World Order.
You see there's red on that shirt. You know what color isn't on there? Fucking blue. So, you know what? First of all.
So the location really hurt your feelings? Really?
Okay, the cheesy Papaquedo shit fucking sucked. Let's call a spade a spade. That was fucking garbage.
Oh, take it easy.
Okay, and then
it's one man's opinion, Byron. It's one man's opinion.
Then, like, all my Lucha homies were barely there, and when they were there, they were losing 2 at a time to big white dudes. What's up with that?
Yeah. Where did Justin go?
He had to get his dick out.
Sorry, I put my hand down and
every time.
That's what happened to me too.
Yeah, but I came right back. Last week we lost you, and then we all had to talk to you and talk you through it.
Because I figured I had to figure it out, and then I told you, and so you knew what to do.
No, I didn't even remember how stupid you were. I try to erase things like that from my mind when you do them. I hit a button, and then I hit another button.
You guys asked me a question.
I want to hear from Meatloaf because I need some rational
Honestly,
thought here.
Can I tell you that it's just everyone wanting out of their fucking contracts and off of the show? So like all of my favorite wrestlers were leaving and getting killed off and like all this bullshit. And then they had like super interesting characters like Katrina. They fucking killed her. She was like one of the coolest characters on the show. What the fuck? Okay, me. Sorry.
Me, hurry up.
Jesus, Byron.
So for me, the problem was there was too many white dudes. The storylines were fucked. No one was coming up. Everybody wanted out, and it was just the writing was on the cards, and it was quite.
Yeah. So what he said is it was bollocks. It was bollocks from the start, is I think the words. And then he said he bunged someone for $20. It's really fucking weird. And
what was he saying about Spotted Dick? How did that? What did
he
that
said Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles was a good show when he grew up, and it was fucked up because they were called the Ninja Turtles. We actually just got him banned from the internet in England for using the word ninja. But Byron,
Byron, what up, Ninja? How you get banned like that?
Oh,
that's messed up.
Byron,
so Byron? Season 4,
okay,
you loved it?
You guys started without me, so I'm going to do my intro. You can find me. What up?
You don't need to do the intro. We already talked about this. It's right there. I'm looking at it. It's right there. At Byron Fever. It's there.
You're on the FBI. Everyone knows who you are.
Byron, I didn't even have you to do the cock showers.
At Byron Fever.
Maybe you should say, because most people are just going to go to TJ Miller's page anyway. So go ahead, say your thing.
I don't look like him now because I don't know. Maybe I do. What was the question? Season 4. So what went wrong with season 4? I think is
no. The question was, what do you think went wrong with season 4? I'm not looking for you to actually answer the question because we know you don't know. Just tell us what you think.
No, I know what was going on. I think the show did a lot of adapting over the years, and I think that they encountered some issues with season 4, and they did the same thing. It just the adapting went wrong, or it didn't help. So, like, basically, what are you guys laughing about?
Me calling you a twat. It was hilarious.
When did you call me a twat? Meef, I'll take you off. I'll take you off the show, Meef. What happened?
Abuse of power. Abuse of power.
He's used to this. He lives under a king, and I am the king of these 4 squares.
Oh, let him back, or he's gonna think you really let him off the show, you dick. Look, now he's not fucking back. Okay,
wait, now you gave him my spot? Now you made him the host.
I called him a cunt.
You could have. It would have been appropriate.
Hold on, maybe this will work.
I could have called him a cunt.
Are you happy?
Yeah, there he's back.
Okay, Meef is the king simp of the MMMshow.
All right, let me tell you what I think. Let me tell you what I think really went wrong with season 4. Or were you? Oh, you weren't done.
God, I was laughing so hard.
I was just saying, like, they had some issues to basically. What it boiled down to is they lost a bunch of talent, and so they had to scrap a lot of creative and some stuff. Like, I think the Jake Hager stuff on its own was pretty cool and interesting, but when you only had Jake Hager doing what he was doing, you didn't have the Lucha anymore, then it becomes a problem. And they didn't adapt to that
I could have saved the Jake Hager thing. I never told you guys my idea, right?
What was your idea?
You could have shown up and talked to DJ and given it to him. He would have appreciated it. He was always asking about you.
Nobody asked Casey
in here. I need help writing these episodes.
I would have written them all from scratch. Pentagon goes over in every episode. Now, see, that's the thing. Everyone thinks I'm too much of a mark to have good ideas. That's the problem. So anyway, so you got Jake Strong. That was his name, right? And what was his little cheer? Strong.
That's not really a cheer. That's more of a self.
So you have Joey Ryan there, right? So you have him feud with him, but you go schlong, and you punch yourself in the dick while you do it. Schlong.
It was in an incredible amount of restraint. Joey Ryan never did the dick stuff on camera on Lucha Underground.
No, he did it off camera,
and he was a great performer on the show.
We all didn't even realize that at first too, because he would do a bunch of dark matches when they were trying people out, And he would do those spots. So he's done those spots in the temple. We've seen him do those spots in the temple, but they were never once on air. That gimmick, that part of Joey Ryan's character was never part of Lucha Underground, which is amazing.
But
because
there was
now I
great
open up Twitter and he's getting Eiffel Tower by girls with thumbs in his butt.
Yeah, wrestling.
People like what they like.
Yay, wrestling. All right, I'm going to tell you what I think went wrong. I think Chris Roach was the problem with season 4.
Wow. Shit.
Not because there's anything wrong with Roach, not because there's something wrong with him, but because he was still in the middle of doing fucking Celebrity Big Brother.
Oh yeah, he wasn't even like in the temple.
So him and DJ had planned all this stuff out. If you guys don't know the story, and it was funny because I went back and watched some of an old Crossed episode this week, and I was telling everyone, like, look, from the time you hear the green light is there, it's going to take at least 4 months for Lucha Underground to get up and running. And so guess what? From the time that they got the green light to when they were up and running, it was about 4 months, except there was a Christmas holiday in there where no one worked, and it was a giant clusterfuck, and they didn't have enough time to get visas. But what had happened was Roach and DJ, before Celebrity Big Brother, had gone over a ton of ideas. They had all sorts of creative. They knew the guys they were going to bring in. The storylines were locked down. Everything was honky-dory. And then visas didn't come through. And because Trump had just been elected president, the wall was up or whatever, and it made everything 4 times more difficult. And then it's Chris Roach's fault because DJ had to rewrite everything.
So who are
in
the
like some of the period by himself at the last minute. So what were you going to say? Who were some of the people that didn't show or couldn't come?
Because I'm pretty sure Pagano was one of them, right?
I think Pagano was on the list. Aussie Suicide was on the list.
Who eventually came.
Yes, but I mean, it also, to play that story out at the end of the season, just made it feel like a rehash of previous seasons.
Right, but he also got to work those weird Lucha Underground shows that weren't Lucha Underground shows, like those fair shows and stuff like that.
Right.
Like Australian Suicide was in those.
And as much as I don't think he's a great performer, I still like a lot of his work with Penta back in the day when they were both kind of mid-card nothings. I mean, there was some great
would
stuff.
Just bitch him out repeatedly.
That's what made Pentagon to be their street fight thing, where he just says the most awful things about Ozzy's mom. Is just the best thing ever. And you know what
my least favorite thing about Australian Suicide is that he likes Green Day.
All right, take it easy.
I agree.
Take it easy.
Not even really a band.
I don't know if he really likes Green Day, but he's dressed as Billy Joe Armstrong for matches, so I'm assuming.
That was weird. That is weird. He started dressing like Billy Joe from like 15 years ago.
Right.
Hey everyone, it's Denise Salcedo here in Lucha Central with a look at all of the great shows available this week on the Lucha Central Podcast Network, where you can always find each show on its own or subscribe to the Lucha Central Podcast Network for every show in one easy feed. Things this week kick off on Monday, May 18th with the premiere episode of The Mask Cast with Dos Hermanos Lucha. Find out just who these crazy mask collecting brothers are, a breakdown of the types of masks you can collect, and some hints on authenticating ring-worn masks. All this and more on the premiere episode of The Mask Cast. Tuesday brings the debut of another new show. Though this one may be familiar to Lucha fans, the Mask, Max, and Mayhem podcast was essentially the unofficial, official podcast of Lucha Underground during the groundbreaking TV series run on the El Rey Network. Now the gang is back together exclusively here on the Lucha Central Podcast Network as they head all the way back to episode 1 of the show, and each week take listeners episode by episode, not only through what went down then, but new perspectives gained by hindsight. Expect guests on the show every now and then as well. Thursday, we've got new episodes of Straight Out of the Bodega with Papo Esco, with special guest Masked Republic President Kevin Kleinrock as they talk his start, XPW, Wrestling Society X, the launch of this very podcast network, and more. For our listeners who prefer podcasts in Espanol, Thursday also brings the latest episode of La Mesa de los Márgaros, where you never know who is going to pull up a seat at the table. Fridays are for the Lucha Central Weekly in both English and Spanish. LC Weekly is your one-stop podcast for all the top stories of the week, along with details on what not to miss out in the week to come. And finally, next Monday morning, don't miss the debut of The Business of the Business, where listeners will get an inside perspective on what goes into bringing fans officially licensed merchandise of your favorite luchadores and pro wrestlers. Interviews with artists, merch companies, and wrestling executives themselves take you inside the process like never before. Be sure to subscribe and follow all your favorite Lucha Central Network series on your favorite podcast platforms. And please be sure to give a rating and review to help more fans find the shows that you love. For now, this is Denise Salcedo signing off from Lucha Central Central. Have a great week.
I know we talked about it a little bit last time too, but there was a lot of drama with the releases. Certain people went into the season saying like, hey, I'll come back if I can go. And leading into the season, and we're not even just talking after the season, leading into the season, a lot of people were very frustrated. It had been a long wait. They were held off of TV. They weren't being able to go to other places. And then there was weird things like AAA was doing deals where certain people who were under contract to them were being allowed to do Impact and other shows. But, you know, some guys weren't because they were under Lucha Underground contracts. So there was a lot of tension. This was not the same happy locker room before the season. Now, during the season, you know, we were even back in the locker room a few times. Really, people got back in there and started feeling good again. And there were some great moments. I love that they brought in Sonny. I love that they brought in Sammy Guevara. I thought was a good choice.
Two great additions. Like
Sammy Guevara. I don't honestly know if he was supposed to be part of the roster. He might have been one of the last minute replacement guys.
I believe we got to confirm because he came in with his own gimmick.
Yeah,
and even like Cross comes in as the White Rabbit and dresses all the same in his matches, but he still has the White Rabbit version of how he dresses.
Well, and who else came in? Desmond Xavier came in, but they never really fleshed him out as much as Sammy, so they let Sammy run with it.
Let's not forget Big Bad Steve.
I like that gimmick. I
love the gimmick. He's a much needed. He's the guy you need in a lucha show.
You can say what you want about Steve Payne, but we popped for him, and we had so much fun with that gimmick.
You can say what you would about Steve Payne, but he had the best match that I saw in Lucha Underground against Aerostar, which was not for television. It was a fucking dark match, and it was the best match that I ever saw in the history of that show.
Because, dude, look, Steve Payne can base, and he knows how to sell and base, and he knows how to make those guys look good. He just goes out there. I'd say
his basing still is... He's up there with Taurus as far as basing goes. Taurus is the best bass in professional.
Were they going to bring Taurus in? We all wanted Taurus to come in.
I don't think it was going to happen. I think that they had a conversation or two and it wasn't going to happen.
Taurus had left AAA though. Yeah, was the problem. He
had something going on with Dorian. Guy. I think Dorian was not down with Taurus at the time.
Psycho Clown was another guy who a lot of people were saying because he was a top star. But he wasn't going to be brought in, right?
I think there was an but I think there was an issue with him ever getting the right visas. I don't know that he's ever.
There's also an issue with AAA ever wanting to not have him on their shows, which is
and they probably also don't want to have to pay him more. They probably didn't want to blow up his head and deal with the whole Penta Phoenix thing that they had dealt with already. So anyway. Right. It did become a little weird. The drama with releases, some of it was founded, some of it wasn't. Like. The talent didn't quite understand that the inner workings of what was happening behind the scenes, and it was happening for them and on their behalves. I know EB Dub especially was really fighting for it, and I wish to God I could tell you all of the stories of what he went through to even get that season 4 on the air and some of the wingnut bullshit ridiculous plans that they had to do a different version.
That's Eric's story.
Underground. I mean, I don't even know if I'll have to ask him if I can even say what some of that stuff is. I mean, some of that info I got from him. Some of it I got from some people I know at El Rey. But honestly, he can come
on and tell it if he wants.
God, the money people. I think he's still under his NDA, which might be up in November. Ooh. I want to say. I want to say I think the whole thing is done in November. I think any hold that El Rey has on the product, the NDAs, everything, I think dissolves, I believe, in November. I could be wrong about that. I'll have to fact check it, but which goes to like if there will ever be Lucha Underground again. You could find out very soon. I think the deal right now, though, is you will never see Lucha Underground on El Rey Network again. And it's nothing to do with Robert Rodriguez or Skip Chasen or the actual El Rey people. It's their parent company and the wingnut bullshit, crazy, absolutely absurd ideas that they had to make season 4 happen. Part of the backstory with season 4 and why it got so fucked up is they insisted on trying to streamline the budget and do less. And they were not necessarily wrong to do that because the numbers still held in season 4. They still got the numbers for a cheaper price,
though,
but it killed the production going every week, because it didn't like AR Fox. He was hurt at the beginning of the season. He couldn't do any of that stuff. That just wasn't, but it was only like a 4
weeks and half the season of episodes.
They were doing 5-6 episodes a week in a 4-week period. It's over, man. AR Fox is hurt for 2.5 weeks. That's it.
And you see why I couldn't go to any of the fucking tapings now. But look, one thing that you got to keep in mind is season 3 was given more money by the network and extended. They ordered more episodes like in the middle of the season. So I don't know what made them think, hey, fuck it, let's give them less money for this next one when they decided to up the order in the middle of the season last time.
And it was really hard too for EVW, and I talked to him a lot because of course I was bugging him all the time, like, when's he going to get a green light? What's going to happen? What's going on? Anything we can do to help? What's up? Mm-hmm. Just because I wanted to see it, and it was good timing for me. I was actually able to literally go to every single taping for season 4, but it was unfortunate, and you could hear it in Eric's voice. It was like he really wanted to bring the show back. He felt like he owed it to the fans. He wanted to do it. DJ and Roach had great ideas. There was a ton of performers that were still excited about it. I mean, let's face it, most of the top guys really weren't even that mad about the hiatus, and they knew it was coming back, and they were doing fine.
Top
in the
guys
indies.
Would still work whatever shows they wanted to anyway.
Well, and a lot of them, they just did, and they were smart too at that. And then the other guys like Austin Madelson just went out and got a million times better. So like, it wasn't necessarily all a bad thing. But then there was guys like Swerve who, when he came back, he was like, look, you said you would let me out if I gave you a chance to kill my character off. Fine. I'll come back. I'll do a month of time here, but then I'm done.
Then you changed my name to Jermaine.
Right. Which is fine. Whatever. Anyway, so
Lucha also had to find its way as far as an on-camera product, but also they had to find their way as behind-the-camera product because you have these TV deal contracts, 7 seasons, blah blah blah, exclusivity, and in their mind, they're thinking they're going to live up to that. They're going to provide the work to have exclusivity, and then they realize it takes a minute to figure out what you actually can offer, and I think they did figure that out by season 4. They brought in Chelsea Green for a while under whatever term she wanted.
Yeah, because she was
dude, and she's talked about her tenure there on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. Great podcast, you guys should all listen to it, but listen to ours more. But she talked about how they gave her hotel, they gave her trans, they gave her per diem for food. All of her wardrobe was picked up by MGM people and cleaned after each show and given back to her. And like all this stuff that doesn't happen in wrestling, especially her, she was pretty early in her career at that point,
I mean, I don't know if she was early. She was definitely over on the indies and getting around and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, she was still like a couple years in the business.
She wasn't any bigger than anybody who was already on the show.
Right.
She was doing an Impact, I believe. But that's.
But look what they got for that. But look, before we leave Chelsea, look what they got for that. They got her best match to date.
Yeah.
Her and Penta is flat out her best match to date. Like, she's got some great stuff, but if you look at her right now, where she's basically doing like a Stacy Keibler gimmick almost, compared to what she did in that short little run in Lucha Underground, where she looked amazing, she hit all her spots, she was out there. Penta was selling for her and helping her bump and doing the whole thing. Like, it was amazing. She gave them her best for what they gave her.
That was her best work to date. I mean, if you're gonna compare what she's doing now, I would say she's like a poor man Sasha is Ratchet character now.
Right. I agree. And I still like her. I mean, I still think that she could actually absolutely excel, but
we were there live when she wrestled Pentagon, right? I think
I was at every single one.
It's like, of course we're fans, and of course, like, we believe that she could deliver, and like, that was awesome. We want to see more of that. And we're not critiquing her as a performer.
And it paid off killing Sexy Star. So there you go, kid.
It's true. Best character.
Best character ever.
It is kind of funny. Like, a wrestler would open up, Sexy Star would open up her locker and see a spider, or like a toy spider, and be like, "Oh, I'm scared."
She tried to kill Ricky Reyes because he had a spider on his mask.
I feel like if Lucha went into like season 5 and 6, like, they would have hit their and if they could get into the filming regularly, consistently, they would have hit their stride. But like, yeah, definitely 4 suffered from the visa thing, and it suffered from a lot of the wrestlers being unhappy with how the deals weren't fair to.
Yes.
Okay, we know what really killed the show, and it was that hiatus that El Rey took between episodes of season 3.
That hurt. That was it. But the ultimate demise of Lucha Underground is twofold. It is one, Univision, the parent company of El Rey, and their wingnut batshit ideas on how to do business for a TV show.
It's because the people running Univision change like every week, don't they? Like,
so yeah, and if you want to be mad at one source, it wasn't Evie Dub, it wasn't even Dorian. At that point in time, Dorian was actually trying to take care of some people. He had gotten over his Penta Phoenix shit.
Right, yeah, things were getting good.
He was actually treating people right. It was not him that caused it to die at the end. He caused tension at the beginning, which, I would still...
We're talking between season 3 and 4 when
correct.
all the bullshit was happening.
But it was really Univision, and it was the model of what Lucha Underground is as a taped TV show. Right. Because they weren't doing regular TV every week with this steady stream of money and flow and ability for people to work like the other wrestling shows, the concept of doing a scripted wrestling show but keeping people under contract not as actors but as wrestlers is why Lucha Underground had to go away. That business model doesn't work.
It wasn't a wrestling company. It was a TV show.
It was a TV show, and it was a TV show controlled by 3 very different entities. Dorian Roldan that controlled the IP with his company, MGM that controlled the TV show production, and then El Rey and Factory Made and the network producers that were all underneath Univision. So it just became an issue that it was unsustainable at the end. It's sad. I do believe, and I will say this right now, I do believe that Lucha Underground will come back, and I will tell you more about that next time. All right. I want to move on, and I don't think we need to hang on it too long, but let's talk about Lucha Underground Season 1, Episode 2.
Lucha-Masks.com by Pro Wrestling Revolution, bringing you, in partnership with Masked Republic, the Lucha Brothers, as well as Japanese legend Ultimo Dragon. Go to Lucha-Masks.com and fight Lucha Strong with masks from your favorite Lucha legends and Pro Wrestling Revolution luchadores. Stay safe in style and represent your favorite luchador. Get yours now at Lucha-Masks.com, powered by Pro Wrestling Revolution.
We talked about a little last time, the introduction of the crew. You get the official introduction at the beginning of this one.
There's one name you need to remember. It's Cortez Castro.
The most heel name in all of Mexican wrestling.
It's great. He's standing there. If there's one name, and then Cholo's like, "Hey, also, like, I'm Cisco."
Yeah,
and
he's like, "Hey, it's thanks for sharing some of that baby oil."
Thank you just now, guys.
Thanks, Ricky, for sharing some of that baby oil with the rest of us, motherfucker. You don't need a whole bottle.
What do we think about Ricky right here, trying to come out looking like Low-Key? I don't know what the deal was. Did we like this? Did we not like this?
Well, my thing is, I didn't know. I mean, I know.
I like Cholo, so I was happy.
I didn't know. See, I didn't know any of these guys except for Big Rick. I didn't watch, Ring of Honor. I didn't know PWG.
Psycho Realm is a dope move that the Revival fucking stole, just like they stole their name. Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, the Revolt.
True.
Yeah. But I loved the crew for. I thought they, Big Rick wasn't the worker of the group by far, but
he's out of the crew very quickly anyway.
Yeah, I thought they handled that really well, and it's like, oh, they fucking.
When someone finally said, "Hey DJ, gangs don't usually have different races in them," we're just telling you.
Valid point. Not in that part of Los Angeles.
Not in LA. No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So it's you're like watching the crew practice a promo, and someone goes, "Hey DJ, do you notice something?"
Well, the crew was originally going to be all black dudes, and they were going to be called the Crenshaw Crew. That's been told to us on previous episodes, I think. Yeah.
And I also feel like you got to, especially at the beginning, you got to get those guys like Big Rick that have been on TV to bring people in.
It's weird because to me, I had such mixed feelings because the second I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, another fucking gangbanger angle." This is like,
honestly, though,
this feels like the worst kind of Cornette moment that you could find of what he would think that gimmick should be, and like it just pissed me off at first. But then at the same time, I also think it helped people understand like where you actually went for a taping of Lucha Underground. That shit was in Boyle Heights, like. It's a block down from like the hood in the warehouse section of for real legit Boyle Heights. Yeah, like, it was the hood, and it kind of actually helped, and it made it less offensive. Honestly, it almost made it respectful.
You want to know how in the hood it is a week or two after production wrapped on season 4, somebody was going around Boyle Heights, attacking people with a hammer off of the street.
No, it gets.
Yeah,
it gets worse than that. I think it was season 3 after the last episode, Ultima Lucha wrapped.
Oh yeah,
around the corner, there was a taco cart. All the taco carts around the tapings were off.
That was bad.
And Vic number 2 was there. They're both tied for number 1 in the hearts, and he saw a drunk driver crash into a bunch of people.
Yeah,
no, to where somebody did die.
Boyle Heights, it's legit, and like that's the thing about Lucha Underground. It's like they did hit cliche and like well-used tropes, like the gangbanger. And I thought they were really good and very effective for the role they were used for. And then you have the heel authority power as Dario, and that was one of the first things. Oh, they're doing this like everyone does.
And plus, the crew gets cooler when they fucking start burning out people's eyeballs. Like, come on,
right? Yeah. But like, see, that's the thing is like. They're using characters we understand, and they're delivering on them in the stories.
Mm-hmm. There's like a 4-alarm fire going on behind me.
Is that?
I don't know. Well, it's because the express bus line is kind of back here too. So the cops
are they taking the bus to the fire?
No, they use the bus lanes to get there fast. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the first match. We get the Crew versus Mundo and Puma.
Dope match.
It actually kind of was. It was kind of good. It was. I'm assuming it was probably all. Was it filmed the same day as the pilot?
I think so. Everyone was wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, so. I mean, it felt like they did their first match and then they just went right into this match. I don't know because I wasn't there for that one, but they did a lot of stuff like that with the production of Lucha Underground. They would film 2 days worth of stuff in one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought it was a great match. I'll tell you the thing I noticed going back and watching it this time is. First of all, the bleachers
empty as fuck, dude.
So empty.
And fake people. There were extras in those bleachers for sure. We saw some people that we knew and everything, but there were quite a few people that were not the regulars.
And it also seemed like people went home after the first half of the taping, the intermission, and didn't come back in, and they had to start seat filling or something. Like it's kind of dismal.
Yeah, people going to see a wrestling show. They're not going to sit for 8 hours.
Yeah, and the floor seats are weird and different. And then there's a spot that Mundo does out of the ring where it's supposed to be a miss, and he lands just fine, except the mats only go right around the ring. He is way into the concrete, and if he had missed even by this much, it was Splat City, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that all that stuff later was totally padded. Like, guys could do spots halfway out of the arena, and they would land on something
I think
soft.
Now we can tell people the stairs were padded as shit.
I don't know if they were then, though.
Yeah, maybe not then.
But that's another thing that talked about the Chelsea treatment and stuff. This was run with the standards of a TV show, and so they were cleaning the mats between every single match.
I mean, WWE does that too if blood gets on it and stuff, but
this isn't just blood. Like they're
semen,
whatever,
bodily fluids,
bodily fluids. Chants. That's something we should just talk a whole episode of. We should chant.
Yeah. We'll get Imte to come on and talk about it with her.
The highlight of her career.
The one thing I noticed.
A few months she was in a giant warehouse.
Byron, why do you always talk over me, Flo? The guy's in another country. There's lag time. You gotta let him talk, man.
No, remember the last thing he said? He was like, "Guys, mayo is a good condiment."
Mayo's delicious, dude.
Have you ever had mayo on French fries, Byron?
All right,
it's good. No. It's not American, but it's good.
So good.
Byron, I'll whip you up a special batch, baby. You'll like it.
All right, let's let Meatflow talk. What were you going to say, Meatflow?
One of the first things I noticed in the first episode and into this was how the floor was, and the ring the ring mat got so filthy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the floor is dirty as shit. In this one,
you see Mundo's back, and it is literally black.
Yeah, it was like that.
His back was like covered in like an inch of dirt.
It's because we had to wait outside in the dirt by this corner that actually was. It smelled like human feces most of the time. We called it Pooh Corner. Had nothing to do with Winnie the Pooh. There was no honey to be found. No honey. Maybe some butt honey, but that's a little bit different. And so we were standing outside in the dirt the whole time, and we'd come in, and then we'd be standing around that ringside area, and it was nasty. And
I'm pretty sure I saw HTG and Brandon in the audience for this one too, right?
I saw HTG for sure. I saw Vic for sure.
Shout out Hot Dog Guy.
Yeah. So we saw our friend Vic, aka Big Dick Vic.
Big Dick
number
Vic.
One.
What?
Yeah. Number one in our hearts. Also, number two is number one in our hearts.
Yeah, they're both number one in our hearts.
I like the Conan vignette in this one where he's talking about how Puma can only have him as a friend. Mm-hmm. I was kind of feeling that because Mundo and Puma came out of this total babyface style together, and Conan was like, "You can only trust me." It sounded like a shoot. It sounded like something Conan has said a million times.
I can be
your only friend in this business. You can't.
I thought you were going to say that you could feel it because I'm your only friend, because I also sent you Old Bay sunflower seeds and not just the PlayStation.
Yeah, you guys keep this going. I'm going to go get those right now.
I think.
Hey, your dentist says you're not allowed to have them.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I think
Conan, racially insensitive present. Yeah.
Dude, I ate 3 bags in a week, and I am completely out of those sunflower seeds.
Wow.
Are you going to come rob me in the middle of the night?
Maybe.
I think Conan may have been a little too deep in Iran during those vignettes, and maybe he just was talking straight to Ricochet.
That was season 2, Byron.
Whatever. What?
I didn't say anything.
Around us. Oh, anyways. Another thing that stood out to me is going to the shows.
Be sure to eat those right into the mic, Justin.
It took a minute for the.
It's our old gimmick. We got to bring it back.
Performers to for the fans to get rabid and for the performers to make the connections with them. But I got to tell you, from minute one, from day one, from the first moment, you walk in there, Conan and Vampiro would blow the roof off of that joint.
Yeah, but still with the girl that had to tell us about bodily fluids.
Before the show, the network lawyer would be like, "Watch out for these things," and we'd go, "Yeah," and then she'd be like, "Bright lights," and we'd be like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Explosions or something," "Yeah," and she'd be like, "And this other thing," we're like, "Yeah," and then she'd go, "Also, bodily fluids," and then we all would chant bodily fluids.
Bodily fluids.
Bodily fluid.
I'm just spitting these seeds right on my computer, by the way. I
The
don't
floor would shake.
From bodily fluids.
Animals. It was the best time of our lives.
You know what? It was probably the worst time of my life, but it was a good distraction from all that. I'm as hot now as we were in the temple. I'm just saying, it's hot as fuck here. It's snowing where Byron. This is fucking weird.
It snowed out here a week
Byron's
ago.
in New York now.
2
Me and
weeks ago.
Justin are in California, and Meatloaf is in merry old England,
Cheerio.
in Falmouth, England.
Hey,
Home of the Falmouth Tigers.
Meatloaf, how's that spotted
that up.
dick? Guys, let me talk.
You just like to say the word dick.
No, it's a King Ralph reference.
All right. So
What a timely reference.
It's a terrible dessert. It's a terrible.
So one of the things, like, here's the thing. So, like, season 4 was a problem because the business aspect of Lucha Underground had a hard time adapting because
Weren't we talking
What does it
about
have to
the
do about
episode?
episode 2?
Yeah.
but creative was able to adapt on the
Didn't
fly.
Byron turn around and
And
say
so
we
we're
should do a short
introducing-
show? So-
We're introducing a
Byron's idea.
storyline here with Son of Havoc and Evilise, which is a creative aspect that not his voice that stuck around, but the creative aspect of him and Evilise and eventually Angelico, that started to go somewhere, and then it made an abrupt change because it was going somewhere bad, which is a great thing, and that's one of the things that got us to learn to trust the show. But basically, they're bringing in Evilise, who was phenomenal. Chavo and Sexy Star were a tag team. He brained her with the chair.
No, that was after this. Oh, you're a dummy. No, this made perfect sense because Chavo came out as a babyface the first episode. This is only the second episode.
Sexy Star.
Sexy Star had lost to Son of Havoc, so Chavo was
Via
helping her get
backbreaker.
her revenge. So it all made perfect sense. And
She lost to a fucking X button move, Byron.
this honestly is one of the best performances from Evilise. I was very surprised going back and watching this. I expected her to be a little looser and sloppier, and she had a lot of great moments. And I just wish her momentum could have kept going.
Yeah.
For various reasons. But it was not as bad as watching Son of Havoc and Sexy Star from the week before.
Oh,
I would say
like my wrestling, Justin? Huh? Do you like my wiener tucked between my legs, Justin?
as a wrestling fan, being
Would you
introduced
fuck
to
me?
this comic book wrestling show that is
yeah,
touting- that is
Meatloaf
touting-
is right. Melissa Santos did call her Everlease in the, and I
Okay.
noticed that too.
If we're gonna talk about
Everlease,
the
yes.
ring announcing, then I think we're gonna run out of time.
Well, announcing in the very first match, she actually wobbled and almost tripped a little bit, but it was kind of cute. I kind of liked it.
They had ADR almost every single.
Just
ring.
remember, these are the best takes. Okay.
You guys are so mean to her. I like her.
No, I'm stating a fact. I'm not stating a judgment.
I'm not
Anyway,
hating, I'm just stating.
But I feel like as a wrestling fan getting into the show and they're touting intergender wrestling as like in comic books and in movies, like, okay, these are all superheroes fighting, and everything they built up Sexy Star to be, and then you see her match with Son of Havoc. Evilise comes in and she's everything that you want out of Sexy Star.
Right. You got Sexy Star coming in, maybe Cammy at best. You got Evilise coming in and being fucking Chun-Li like they wanted in the first place.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2, brother.
And it's a
Good
real
reference. Ding, high kick.
it's a real tragedy that she broke twice during the run and cut her momentum, because like she legitimately got a near fall against Mil Muertes, who is one of the most powerful evil characters
And
in the
everyone
show.
believed
for the
it.
belt, for the top belt. Like she had it. She had the potential, and it's unfortunate. But
People believe that 2 count. We all believe that fucking 2 count. We were there. Not me, not you, Meef. I'm sorry. Justin might not have been there either.
Meef,
We believe.
because you watched it under different circumstances. It was a little bit more like rewind when you watched it. What did you think?
Sorry, old Batesy. I don't know.
Question?
Were you talking? I wasn't paying any attention.
I'm sorry. That was Justin giving me a blowjob for you audio
I don't.
listeners.
I was asking Meef a question. You guys are talking.
I'm
over.
sorry. I'm
So
sorry,
rude.
Meef. I'm sorry to do a Byron.
Jesus.
Go ahead, Meef.
I didn't know what the question was.
Yeah, I didn't either because
So long.
none of us were paying any attention to what he was saying anymore. Anyway, I like this match.
Justin was making all these sex noises over there.
So
Byron of all people is face palming us right now.
Anyway, I thought it was really cool when Chavo brained everyone and sat in the chair and watched.
Him
Byron-
sitting in the chair
Byron-
was the best part.
let's just keep it real. Let's keep this real. This is a real question for you about this episode.
Who, me?
What gave you more wood in this episode? Lisa's introduction or Katrina's?
Okay, first of all, I don't want to be crude. I will just say that I respectfully thought Katrina's was better.
That's not what you said in the DM, bro. Come on, let's keep it real. What did you actually say
Here's the thing
about Katrina's debut?
Here's the thing. I don't know what you're referencing, but I will say that Katrina, it was a shame that she was.
Didn't you say she was built from 2 parts sex and 3 parts spit? Wasn't that you? Or was that me? Did I say that?
Oh, that's really clever. I'll take credit for it.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Katrina.
I don't remember reading this ever.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Katrina, no, she's 100% made of sex because she's out there doing her thing in character, like she's performing and doing great, wearing clothes. They still censor her.
Mm-hmm.
They still blurred her out because they're like, this is too much.
And they started taping her later. They had to. I mean,
Yeah.
look,
No,
and here's the thing. I'm not even trying to be offensive. And I am being funny a little bit because of the fact that I know for a fact Carly would actually appreciate the fact that, you know, her gimmick got over because of that. She was putting that into the gimmick on purpose. I mean, the whole thing was about licking dudes with the kiss of death. And
We
even
need
here,
a little more clear though. But when they used to show her on the Spanish channel, they would blur everything from the neck down.
Yeah.
Really, it was censorship, computer blurring.
Mm-hmm.
Her in regular clothes. Yeah. I felt like we should elaborate because it's hilarious.
Well, I mean, in this episode, her and Mill have their original costumes too. She's in the poured-on black cocktail dress made of leather or pleather, and Mill's in his pajamas when we meet him.
In his clown pajamas. Mill has a great character arc.
They're
were amazing.
pinstripes.
They were
Okay,
amazing
pinstripes are dope.
No,
okay?
look, no, stop.
Mill's
Don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Look, we've seen all the concept art. We know what was on paper. We know what was on paper before this show ever started. We've seen the sweet ass stuff that they came up with for his suits and even those tights and whatever. And those tights did not cut it.
But
they were some bullshit.
That's what they had, but it just like with everything, he was winning, but they still have to give him somewhere to start, so he had somewhere to go. You know what I mean? Even like his finish,
the bed, maybe because he was in his pajamas.
Yeah, but like even like his flatliner was that dopey, R-Truth jumping flatliner type thing.
I thought he went with the spear this week. I feel like
he still did the flatliner at the end of it.
Okay.
It was just kind of
he did a jumping version of it, like he did a dopey version.
Yeah, the R-Truth. You're right.
But then he does like he's still badass. But then he goes somewhere that's even more badass. The thing about Lucha Underground and also, if you guys remember, one of the rules of ECW is like you always have to start someone somewhere where they have somewhere to go.
Right. Well, so look, let's wrap this up. So did we like that Mill goes over on Blue Demon here?
Yes, because Mill, Muertes, and Katrina are my favorite original characters created for this show, bar none.
Hands down. Also, Mill Muertes. By the way, in the opening vignette, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about now. Did they show, as far as like AAA legends, did they show Messiahs?
No, that was Cibernetico. You just thought it was Messias.
Oh, Messias.
It was Cibernetico.
Okay, that's my bad.
Now, and if people don't know, and believe it or not, a lot of people still don't know. Yes, he was Messias for a long time. Ricky, what is his last name these days?
His name is Gilbert El Boricua these days because Dorian got the trademark for Ricky Banderas apparently.
Yeah, that was as far as like doing bad business. There was a period where Dorian was trademarking people's names.
Oh my God. Anyway, He's had a great career. He's had a lot of like hardcore lucha libre matches way
Dude,
back in the day that I really, really love. So I've always been a huge fan.
He died in a volcano once in AAA, and no one believes me. But Rob Viper remembers, and he believes
Did he
me.
come back with like a scar or something?
No, the scar was WSX.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
had like a hole.
But here's what
honestly.
To answer your question about him and Blue Demon Jr., he comes across as the next generation of the traditional luchador. So of course you have him beat, version 1, and he's version 2 of what Blue Demon Jr. would be.
Yeah, but aren't they like the same age? They're like from the same generation of wrestler.
Yeah, they are. Byron doesn't know.
To me, it was more like watching the classic Lucha Libre match, and that's kind of why I liked it, and I liked it ending the show.
I know Meef's gonna say King Cuerno's his favorite original character created for this show.
Of course it is.
Well, we
do you have a mask in that background of Cuerno, Meef?
Oh, my version.
Meef, what did you think of
I do. I also have
just
these
talking about.
He's showing us masks. Byron, shut up. If you cannot see the wonderful display behind Meatloaf clearly right now, I would like you to.
He took the headphones off.
That means he's going to get it.
He's going to show us. He's going to show us.
You do not understand the concept.
Oh, he's not wearing pants.
Lag.
Oh, I see twig and berries.
We're going to lose all of our sponsors. Magical mask.
There's the King Cuerno mask.
I have that mask.
Oh.
Yeah, but do you have the deer head also, like Meef does, Byron?
Byron's gonna try to one-up Meatloaf. Look at that glorious collection. You can't.
Look at that.
Look at that Venom mask back there. That Venom mask is so dope. That's a Venom Penta.
What about this?
What Byron's forgetting is the fact that he had because.
I think we lost you for a second there, Meef.
I sent him that mask.
Oh, you sent him that mask, of course.
Yeah, thanks for the autograph.
I said I sent him that mask.
We're just gonna get Meefloaf a shirt that says "Who's your daddy?" that he only wears around you, Byron.
Meef, thanks for getting me the autograph. I'm glad you had a fucking Sharpie on you.
Oh, you're a piece of work.
You should have signed it. You should have signed it. Best wishes.
Byron.
Okay, we gotta talk.
Because Silver King died. And stopped him from getting the fucking signature.
That's
a tragedy.
That's very selfish, Byron. Silver King was
why you don't have a
fucking
fucking signature.
I think that makes it okay.
No, it was a tragedy. I'm agreeing with all of you.
Yeah, sure you are. All right, listen. The end of this match. So Blue Demon gets squashed out. Chavo comes in to settle a little bit of his fiasco from losing to Blue Demon the week before, and they didn't have a huge locker room at the time, so when they said it was time to feed Chavo in his chair, they just started sending in referees at one point. So he beats up Blue Demon, and then Rick Knox takes one, and then I don't even know who the other
B-Boy and Famous B end up in there somehow.
Yeah, Famous B made his debut on Lucha Underground by getting fed a chair from Chavo Guerrero. Wow.
And then somehow B-Boy is just laying there. We don't even see him get hit. He's just dead.
Yeah, like you don't even see, like he did his in his chair shot was really hard from what I hear too, and it's not even in the edit.
That sucks.
It's
funny. Normally you have the local workers working that security detail that jobs out,
right, and instead it's B.
On this show, like
Both
all
Bs.
the locals were working the show.
Hey, they ended up getting TV time eventually, so more power to them.
And some dope characters, at least.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying a better way. I'm just saying like they were working the actual show.
I can just see DJ in the back, like, you guys didn't read the script. It says feed, and just starts grabbing dudes and just pushing them out of the curtain and throwing.
And then they're like,
"We'll
make you a pirate to make up for it, and then never put it on TV."
Oh,
that's why season 4 failed.
Why you got to bring up bad stuff, dude? That's not even cool.
That's why season 4 failed. Byron's exactly right. There was no Captain Barboza on.
We brought the eye patches. We brought
all right
for the crowd.
I want to wrap this up though. I want to wrap up this episode, but we're gonna wrap it up in the best way. This episode ends with not our episode. I'm talking about Lucha Underground episode.
Yeah,
this one ends in the best possible way for Casey, because the last person to feed Chavo and complete his heel turn is Sexy Star's fucking nose. He beamed the shit out of her because she gets her hands up late. She caught full on chair to the nose.
You know what?
It's awesome.
I'm not cool with people actually hurting Sexy Star just because I don't like her as a wrestler. Because let's put it this way: there's a Gift of the Gods match later where Big Rick takes some fucking liberties with Sexy Star that he should not have taken. It was very unprofessional.
I don't disagree with that at all. I think in this particular case, Chavo absolutely did the chair shot the right way. He signaled it. He put his left foot down first. He brings the chair up. She goes here, and she still doesn't have her hands up, and she gets him up at the last second. She's supposed to be a goddamn boxer, bro. Like, put your fucking hands up for a chair shot to the face, please.
She's undefeated.
When you only fight two cans.
I will also say this. Chavo did go old school, and the whole scene was written to go old school where the shots were going to the face and not to the back. You know, Lucha Underground kind of existed in that in between WWE, ECW rule set somewhere. So,
and you're not going to tell Brian Cage he's not going to take a chair shot to the head. You know what I mean?
Look, and I love hardcore wrestling more than anybody, but I will say this: at this point in time, I am absolutely okay with steel chairs coming in the ring and them not going to anyone's head. They can go to the back, they can go to the leg, they can go to the arm. I'm fine with it. I understand the reality of it. The CTE thing that we talked about last time with Benoit and everything, like, bro, steel chairs add up. People go fucking crazy.
Honestly, I'm so past steel chairs right now. I've been watching some real weird shit. If I don't see someone getting like a skewer through their face, I'm not even half a chub watching wrestling anymore.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm all about certain levels of violence, but they can't keep doing it with the chair. Dude, I saw Cody with the fresh stitches after that chair shot. Like, when I met him, he had that shit. And I saw the look in Brandy's face because she was there too when he started talking about it. Like, you could tell she was about to throw up. Like, it's the man's wife. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you think about people as stunt performers or performers or whatever to a certain extent, but at the same time, like, and Cody took that on purpose. Cody let that happen. That was his call. But at the same time, like, bro, you got a company to run. You got a wife to think about, man. Like, you got bigger things at play than taking a chair shot for one dude to fucking get over on his gimmick. Like, you could have done that 10 other ways than legit taking 10 stitches to open skull in the back of your head.
Yeah, also, and it's like, look where Sean Spears is now.
Yeah. Hold on. But also, like, a lesson in booking. I like Sean Spears a lot in the AEW today. And what got me there wasn't the chairman gimmick, wasn't that chair shot. The chair shot and the gimmick all felt so forced. But, like, I love where he's at now because he's doing, like, the gambling gimmick, whatever he's doing now. I like
the gimmick I wrote for Vinny Massaro.
Right. He's doing the Vinny gimmick. But also he's doing a little bit more personality. But whatever it is, it's working more than hitting the, you know, one of the execs of the company in the head with a chair. Like, it's creative work. There's different ways to get somewhere. So, like, you know, go a way that is safer.
Well, let's talk. I want to talk about getting somewhere. And I do want to actually let Meef talk about this. I want to talk about the trajectory of a lot of the performers after Lucha Underground, where they went, where they ended up. And I think the top of the list right now, to me, that I want to talk about is HDF. I want to talk about Cuerno and where he ended up. And I'm sure Meatloaf is. Are you proud? Are you happy about El Hijo del Fantasma being in WWE? Tell me about it, Meef.
So, obviously, reservations with WWE, as understandable, I'm sure everybody would be with that. But obviously, and it's taken some time. He had a knee injury when he got there in September. Have surgery. So when he's finally come in, it's coming at this horrible kind of time. So it's a little bit staggered. But yeah, I'm proud of him because he's taking his family's name. There's a lot of pressure there with his family's name, and he's doing a lot with it. And he's gone in there, and it's difficult.
Get into his full.
You know, it's a scary.
Get into his full, like, branching out from Lucha Underground story, history, big timeline, because he was the first one, I believe, to take them to court, and like he was trying to do something. WWE wasn't the first place he went, right?
Yeah, and like, look, our last episode of this show before we took our hiatus was HDF coming on and talking a little bit about it, but you could tell then.
Thanks for inviting me on to that episode, you guys. Thanks.
Didn't we invite you? We did. Anyway, he really, you could hear in his voice then that WWE was where he wanted to go. We were pushing everything else on him in the world and trying to help find him bookings and other stuff, and he was very tentative and kind of scared at that moment, but WWE, he really set his sights on it, and that's where he ended up. Me?
Yeah, like after Lucha went away,
they
like Mundo went to Impact. He went to Impact. How do you feel like he did on Impact on another American wrestling show?
So he did Impact in between Series 3 and 4, I believe.
Yeah.
Or during that kind of weird thing with season 4 was going on. So the problem there is he was putting a lot of tag matches. A lot of the Lucha guys were just putting tag matches. And then he started to wrestle as singles matches. And he had some good matches. He had one with Matt Sydal and Braxton, whatever his name is, who's in WWE now. And basically, as that was progressing and they were going somewhere with it, they suddenly kind of dropped Tejano was taken up. And they dropped a few, and Aerostar had been on there a bit, and then they've gone away. Basically, they didn't want to pay as much as he wanted to continue to do it, so that didn't continue. And obviously, with AAA, the problem was he lost the mask, and then it was kind of a weird year of waiting around to kind of go on to the next stage.
But
he was hoping that they would put him into more of the title picture, but sounds more interesting apparently.
But he was looking to get into American TV, right? With the skills and the language.
Breaking news, gentlemen!
Yeah,
breaking news. Lucha Fighter results. Guess who won?
I mean, it's going to be old by the time this airs. That's cool, man. I wasn't going to watch it. By the way, I saw oh man, I saw Wagner Jr. and LA Park chain wrestle in like 30% speed. It was amazing. And then LA Park pinned him with a fucking shoulder block clean.
Of course. Well, so anyway, but how do you like where he's going so far with WWE? Do you feel it? Are you thinking it's going to be a thing, or is he going to get buried like a lot of the mass performers, other than Rey Mysterio, keep getting buried at Lucha or at WWE?
No, I think the thing is with him coming in, they originally did it with the Jorge Bolli thing, and that he's just another guy with that name. So they've put him back to the mask, put him with the full name, to kind of give him some kind of gravitas when he first came in. So I think they're spending time with him. The vignette they did with him was really good. And this line they built, the attackers, is going really well. Obviously, there's a few rumours on that could be a red herring.
We totally thought
it should be interesting going forward.
We thought you kidnapped him to add to your collection. That was our theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, for masks. Yeah. Send my boys in to get some masks for me.
Well, I hope this did continue, but we got to talk about the other big NXT.
Breaking news. Christy Joseph has tweeted, the Atomic Drop is underutilized these days.
Yeah, he follows that Twitter account, Rick Rude, getting Atomic Drop. I think another week I want to talk to you more about Yoda Phantasmo putting his mask back on, which is a huge deal, but we got to move on to another piece of talent for now.
Yes, and that piece of talent is Austin Theory. I'm just kidding. I don't even know who the fuck that is.
I've seen Austin Theory a few times, man. He's actually he was really good on the indies. I don't know how he's going to fare in WWE, but
okay. I just want to say, Meef and I have the cross shirt. I didn't want to wear the same shirt as Justin, but then when Byron, we filmed 2 episodes back to back. I'm breaking kayfabe here. We changed our shirts, and they both go and put on their Cross shirts. I'm wearing this dope Fat Boys Are You Ready for Freddy shirt, and you know what? I bet Cross loves my shirt just as much as you wearing those because
Maybe.
I bought your shirt.
Hey, look,
shirt, he would love it more.
I said first that I was going to wear mine. Then Byron said, well, I was going to wear it, and I didn't even want to argue with him, Casey. I was just like, fine, be a copycat. Be a little dude.
Why don't you guys
gonna be bros?
Why don't you guys just kiss now and get it over with? Okay, so
all right, listen. I'm going to say this right off the bat. Like if you've watched this show at all before, you probably know that we've had
Cross
Kevin
is our
Cross.
homie.
Yeah, Kevin Cross, as he started out the first time he came on our show. We've had him on this show more than any other guest. We had him on before we even did video. He's on one of the original audio podcasts, which is actually great if you want to listen to it and find out where he really came from. He talks about like some underground pit fight and shit. Like, I'm pretty sure he was a legit mercenary in like Africa killing people at some point. I don't know.
There's a lot of legitimacy to him that you may just...
I don't even know. Honest to God, I've known this guy pretty well, and we've had some serious conversations and talked about some very, very real things. We've hung out. And I can honestly tell you that he is the guy that makes me feel like kayfabe is not totally dead, because I don't know where the real guy, Kevin, his real last name, which I won't say, and this new Karrion Kross begins. Like, I don't know where the kayfabe line is with him. And I can tell you for sure that is not the case with me and any other wrestler that I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Justin? What about Sid, motherfucker? There we go.
I don't know Sid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know Sid.
Like, we know him in our hearts.
Cross is that type of guy that you would, like, if you could pick one person to have with you, to be paired up with during anything that could happen, like end of times type stuff, just anything that could happen, like, you would want to be with him.
Or Haku.
I'm going to tell you right now, don't ever say end of times to Cross, because he will tell you every conspiracy theory out there about the end of times.
I want that to be our next episode of the podcast.
Oh, he'll do it. He'll do it. If WWE will let him do it, he will come on here and talk conspiracy theories with you for an hour. But you better not fucking disagree with him, Casey, because I like you and I want you to stay in one piece.
I believe in all of the conspiracy theories, even the ones that contradict each other. So here's the thing.
So Phantasma comes in, he gets presented really well. You know, we're concerned about what his character, how he'd be presented, and you know how he'd fall into the Latino talent of that company. With Cross too, like, where does he fall into?
Listen. Let's just say this. Right. Let's just say this. Hold on. Look. That Finn Balor promo, there's some legit bitterness and heat.
Well,
the way he was talking about the push that Cross or the guy was getting, man, you got to know that pissed some people off backstage. Byron, was an entrance better than half of the main roster.
I've got something to say to Finn Balor. Byron, can you give me the one? Can you give me the full camera? By any chance, do you know how to do that? Okay, Finn Balor, this message is for you. Shut up, long dick boy. Like sausage. Ha ha ha
ha. Yeah, your dick is like a big sausage.
I mean, legit. When we were talking about this in our DM a few weeks back, I was like, man, I hope they don't go with the Finn thing. Like, I'd rather see the Ciampa angle or something else. But then if you're thinking about it, like, Cross being a homie, coming into the WWE, debuting with that fucking 15-minute ring entrance or whatever the hell it was, with his girl singing and shit. And
Scarlett sang it, by the way.
I mean, I know. It's like they took part of what Matt Hardy was doing and combined it with Finn's entrance and Shinsuke's entrance and Alistair's entrance and just said, yeah, bro, Kevin, hey, you're the new guy. How about we just spend $3 million on your intro real quick?
Wait until you see the WrestleMania version of that entrance.
But here's the thing with that, though. And it's like, to me, it's the Triple H theory of, like, people hate him for trying to do business and trying to work his way up to the top or something. But, like, he was the guy who was going there and putting time in and, like, trying to come up with a really cool entrance.
The question is not how... No, wait, fuck, I fucked that up. Let me do it again.
So, like, Cross.
The question isn't whether we Fuck, what was it? Not if we did, but how many times did we consummate the marriage, Dad? Okay,
So, but it's just like
think I got
Cross
it right
brings
eventually.
something to the table, and you gotta believe that Cross is
Justin's
bringing
crying
this
again.
character. He's bringing something that inspires that type of stuff, and he's bringing in like Scarlett too. I'll give her props. Like maybe she's like, I can sing this opera as we walk to the ring and tell everyone to fall and pray. Well, and Cross is like, yeah, warm up your smoke machines.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Like stewing, like they're bringing it to the table. So like
he is selling a certain level of kayfabe, and that's what I'm saying. It's like he's been able to pop in and out of AAA and have them completely screw up his gimmicks. He was able to pop in and out of Impact and whatever he dealt with over there, which I'm not going to talk about because that's his place to talk about it. He was able to even come in as a completely different character in Lucha Underground, but it maintained the whole time the Toll Man thing, what his gimmick was, what he was about, that he's this psychopathic hitman kind of level, a backyard street fighter. If you look at the coherency in his own YouTube videos, the whole thing is carrying right into WWE. So the simple fact of the matter is, I know a lot of people are questioning why he got that kind of push and that kind of thing, because it wasn't day one. The consistency of character is something that WWE can actually build on, which they can't do with these other guys. They can't do that with Swerve.
Now, my question, Justin.
They tried one thing, and then now they're having to try to go back and actually build on what he did, but they have to undo a year and a half of his career to do it. They don't even have to do that with Cross.
Right. Now, Justin, question for you. How do you train? How do you train for Finn Balor? Because I have a suggestion, and it's giving a Doomsday Saito to a roll of bologna. Think about it. And, you do that, you'll get the balance right when you do it with the real thing. Because if you just start suplexing fools, they're not packing like Finn. So maybe you got to start suplexing Virgil. Yeah.
How long do you think it is before Cross has to start selling? Because he's great at selling. Like his mid-match stuff where he's
it's great. And Cross definitely, there's a large portion of his career where he was mixing it up with top talents on the indies, but he wasn't that well known. He didn't have the
time he ripped Matt Hardy's fucking leg off in a cage. So
he was also there for that match, but he was also kind of booking himself, so he got to put himself over a lot. He built his name by being kind of one of the bookers.
But it's like if he's booking a cage match in his home at FSW, shout out to FSW, and he's bringing in Matt Hardy for a cage match, and he's going to go over. He's playing the babyface in peril for most of the match.
Yeah,
and he does that a lot, and it's
the heel side too, which is the amazing part.
Yeah, and it's weird to watch because you see him and you see the package put together now, and you're like, this guy should never sell for anyone.
But he should, because it works.
It works. Yeah.
I don't know.
And also shout out to Casey that he has his style is based or is born from the battle arts
UWF
pancrase sort of style. Casey, if you want to get more into it, if you want to learn more of what he does, Casey.
Okay, first of all, you motherfuckers gotta watch. I want you to get on your YouTube right now, your Google machine. Actually, Google it because it might have been pulled from YouTube. It's on Daily Motion, though, for sure. Look up Takada, Takada versus Vader. Some of the best matches you will ever see in the UWF style, which basically it's all right, it's super realistic. Nobody fucking bounces off the ropes or anything like that, first of all. Second of all, matches can be won by knockout or submission. If you grab the ropes like a bitch to try to get out of a submission, you lose points. So you can lose a match just by grabbing the ropes too many times because you're a weak-willed coward and you need it to break your submissions. So watch these matches. Watch Battle Arts too. Battle Arts is kind of more
Casey,
there's pinfalls.
Bring back Casey's match of the week, man. Come up with something cool for us next week.
Oh, okay, dude. I'm gonna give people something that'll make them puke next week.
That's good.
Because you know what? I'm only going to recommend Zona 23 forever. Zona 23.
Hit real quick some of the other guys that left Lucha Underground and what they went on to, because I know Casey really would love to talk about the exquisitely awesome use of Angelico and Jack Evans.
God fucking damn it.
Okay, that's it. No, I mean, I don't think it's. I don't think it's the turn yet. I don't think it's the turn yet, and I do think they have the respect, but also, yeah,
The Fire Pro
definitely not
community's
their
favorite
turn.
son, Jack Evans,
Look,
the Star Destroyer, the
there's-
Dragon Slayer, the inventor of modern lucha libre,
El
Jack
Mejor Luchador en el Mundo.
Jack Evans, from the heavens.
can I
But
just
you
state
wouldn't
it?
know that because he's just on dark all the time.
Can I just say this very simply? Like, even having done stuff with Cody and stuff last year, I am thoroughly disgusted and disappointed with the use of Jack and Angelico and Sonny Kiss at AEW.
Oh, dude, don't
I
get me
think
started
they're-
on
I
Sonny
think they're
Kiss.
still working on Sonny Kiss. I think
Hey,
they're-
you know what? You know what's going to
They're
be on
still
eight?
working
Hey,
on it.
Phoenix is wrestling on fucking Dark next week. So, hey,
Well, so what do you think about? I mean, this is look, Penta and Phoenix. I almost think that the period between Lucha Underground and now is bad for them. They were too over, and their gimmick. I think they're tired, man. I think they have done it so much now that
Yeah.
they're kind of going through the motions. And it's not that they're not great. I mean, especially Phoenix, I think he's really taken his game to the next level in a lot of ways. But I feel like they got so overutilized in so many different promotions that it's becoming kind of weak now, to the point where bookers don't know what to do with it to make it exciting.
what sucks
here's
is all
my
the cool
response
new
to that.
stuff. The cool new stuff they were supposed to do has been postponed due to COVID, and they haven't been able to do
Yeah.
shit for like 2 months.
No,
so
no,
it's
the-
tough.
That'll make it
Death-
fresh when they come back
Death-
then.
Death Triangle is awesome.
Yes.
I
But
agree.
another thing is, like, you still gotta like wait your turn to get featured on the show, which, like, fine, let's watch the show forever, and then when they get their moment, it's gonna be awesome. But to your point, I think that is Pentagon. That's Penta El Cero Miedo. He's the one who got tired out. I think he's great, but he's gimmick, and like as
So you're saying Vampiro was right about the Penta's fat and lazy thing. That's what you're saying. We can tell him that you're saying.
no,
you-
I
Son of a
think
bitch.
I think Penta leans into what got him over.
Motherfucker.
Penta leans into what got him over, and it works. But here's the thing: Phoenix is like that solid, like he's like Shawn Michaels on the Rockers. Phoenix is the best wrestler in the world.
So you're saying he's 4 years before being the best wrestler in the world.
So you're
I
calling
think
Pentagon
he's
Marty
been the
fucking
best wrestler in the
Jannetty?
world, but he hasn't made that connection as a character to take him. Like Phoenix should be the world fucking champ. He's better than anyone else. in
Byron,
the
weren't you the
company.
one trying to speed us along here? Just asking.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm just saying. So what I think slowed those-
Hard out in an hour, huh, guys?
they swore to be a tag team. They wanted to work together. They wanted to be a tag team, and they're doing some sacrifice for it, and they're getting some benefit for it. And it's a choice they wanted to make, and that's why they are where they're at.
Okay, let's talk about the guy who had a year head jump real quick, Ricochet. Yes or no in WWE, is it ever going to work? We all talked mad shit about how he was going to go there. He was never going to
I loved his match against Brock Lesnar. I'm just kidding. I didn't watch that shit.
No, his match against Riddick Moss was great. Here's the thing. He was great in NXT. The thing is, he doesn't have a character. And someone on Twitter asked him, and he's getting sensitive to that. And the thing is, a character in these shows is a purpose. He doesn't have
Can I just say I get the impression that the guy's a little sensitive sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah, but wouldn't you be in his spot when people
But I'm
ask?
Would I have Cero Miedo'd me in the face? Is that what you're asking?
Okay, that's true. That was a dick move on his behalf, and that's probably the bad karma coming together.
With Penta or with Ricochet is it worked in Japan as Ricochet because you don't need the storyline. You can get by on pure athletics. We all know for a fact you cannot do that in WWE. Good matches doesn't mean shit. They have to put him with a manager. The reason why it worked in Lucha Underground, because Lucha Underground needed story too, but he had Conan.
Right.
He wasn't even allowed to speak for the longest time because he's supposed to be Latino. And eventually that kind of went away, so it was fine. But at the same time, he had Conan there. Conan, you watch these first 2 episodes again, it's him explaining the story of Puma and putting it over from the get-go. So by the time you see the kid get to the ring, it works great. Ricochet can't fucking talk. He's never going to be able to talk. They're not going to train him to talk. It's never going to get good. He's never going to cut a hot promo on somebody. He's never going to clown somebody and have it be good. And he's never going to get over. They have to put him with someone else. even when it was him and Aleister Black, that was working for a hot minute, just because Aleister has
they're bros in real life too. If they kept those two together as a tag team and gave them an actual manager or some girl valet, whatever, somebody to talk and set up stuff for them, it would work fine. He would be a huge star. He would sell toys.
Yeah, but they were coming up together, and you're like, they don't, they're not the tag team that looks the same, but they had a purpose. They're coming up, and they're both ass kickers trying to kick ass, and that's where his work rate got him over in Japan, because it's like people understand more. You're a warrior, and with your fighting spirit, you have that purpose. You're trying.
Now that you mentioned someone far more interesting than Ricochet, and that's Aleister Black, because I want to see him feud with Cross, because I think those would be the most awesome matches in the fucking world.
I don't think they're going to let those two tangle, because I think their gimmicks coming through NXT parallel each other a little too much. I know, but WWE doesn't do that. It's like they'll put one version of that gimmick on one show and then another version of it somewhere else. And Cross's gimmick is not the same, but presence-wise, they're presenting him in a similar fashion. And I think
those guys would have the best UWF style match.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which is why you won't see it.
I don't think WWE would. I have a question for you guys. So they can't take Aleister Black to Saudi Arabia. Can they take Cross to Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
Based on the one time we saw him.
Yes.
I mean, I think he's a very smart businessman, and I think he'll make it work. He wouldn't put himself in that corner, but based on the one time we saw him with the imagery and the fall and pray.
No, he'll absolutely do it. They'll change up the imagery. I don't think you can change it for Aleister Black. The whole entrance coming out of the stage or whatever. Yeah. You can give Cross a soft entrance, because Scarlett's not going to be there anyway.
That's true.
Right, yeah.
Put her in a paper sack and keep her in like Idaho.
Yeah, or you just have him standing in the ring and he doesn't do the entrance and the other guy comes out.
And then he loves to take her to one
I think you would still send him. Anyway, the last guy I want to talk about, and the only thing I have to say about it, Mundo, back in WWE, happy as a pig and shit. There's just like, if you saw him on that WrestleMania match with no one in the audience, I have never seen a guy take a ladder to the face and smile that much about it in my life. He is happy to be back there.
He's been doing some guest shots.
On the ladder to win the match. It's like, that's awful, and he's having the best time of his life doing it.
He's been doing some guest shots on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, and it seems like he's having a good time there. He seems like he's in a good place. Good for him, man.
I don't know what Taya thinks about it, not being there with him, but
right
at the same time, like, her man is in a good place apparently, and you can just see it. Like, it just comes off. It makes me happy to watch, even if he has a lame match or they book him poorly. It's just kind of like, dude, this guy really belongs here. He worked his way back here.
Yeah,
like, let him just ride out the next couple of years, make some money. Give him the mid treatment.
Is amazing. But yeah, to your point, it doesn't matter what we think about his career or anything. He's more than happy to be where he's at. So.
And hey, talk about being smart, doing a cameo in a Being the Elite video, and then bam, WWE contract.
I'm going to talk about something that's very old news right now. I want to go way back to the Segura thing, Byron, because I have to say
what's up, my Cajuns?
I'm really offended by what he said. Like, I'm really upset by the fact that he thinks the Special Olympics isn't a real sport.
I mean, it's predetermined.
No, it's the Special Olympics. It's fucking special.
It's just a bunch.
It has special in the title. Like, it means something to me.
No, here's the thing with Tom Segura. If you listen to his show, you're gonna listen to 80% him and his wife talk about the shits they take that destroy their lives and how horrible they are.
I can sympathize.
Yeah, you get a bit of perspective. And so then when he just talks shit about everything, and he's hilarious, I think, but also like he does talk shit about everything. So when
he used the R word, the R word, and then he bashed the Special Olympics.
Ricochet.
Yeah. See, like that sort of stuff. It's like, I mean,
See, the joke is I'm supposed to be mad that he talks shit about wrestling.
Oh, the whole time I thought we were talking about legendary luchador Mike Segura. Fuck.
But he's like, wrestling fans think it's real and they're R-worded because of it. And then all the wrestling fans come up and say, well, I don't think it's real. How could you think it's real? And they get all upset. And it's like, that's what he's trying to do. He's making fun of you, not because he thinks you're R-worded because you think it's real. He's just calling you a bunch of like very, emotional children. And then you're behaving like it. Like he's just trolling you.
I agree. All right.
Can I be the asshole that says that? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say that he's kind of right because I've met some of you at shows. I'm not gonna say it.
All right. So whatever. You could take pot shots and whether they're fair or not fair. Like I don't want to do that. And
It's all work anyway.
Like, look, using the R word is hurtful and shouldn't be done. But the sentiment. I heard what he said, and his whole argument, like a lot of it was these people think it's real. They don't, but they whine about it like it is. So it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
like Byron said,
there's definitely a different level of kayfabe.
But kayfabe is not totally dead. I think Cross once again proves that. I just think that some of the cheesier level of kayfabe is dead, but there are still levels to the game. I think that
I do got to say though, the luchador Mike Segura, very talented.
Oh,
very talented.
We should talk about next episode. But I
wrestled with Zorro Jr.
I just think with
Supernova.
Segura, I don't pay any. If he's calling wrestling fans dumb, I don't pay any mind to it because I'm like, this guy in the next 6 hours is gonna have the worst shit of his life, and then 6 hours later he's gonna have it again. Like,
I just think maybe he follows my mute list on Twitter.
It's just he's talking shit.
Hey, you want to know what the good news is, guys?
Tell him the fuck off and then move on with your life.
You want to know what the good news is, guys?
The
next episode we actually get to talk about Penta's debut, Phoenix's debut, Drago's debut, and until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.
Yes.
Iron, why do you let him do that?
Balls.